So, hello.
Hi.
Could you introduce yourself and tell us what you have in the show?
Yeah, I'm Anita Delaney. I'm showing a single-channel portrait video, performative work called Untitled Ready for a Fight.
And can you tell us a little bit about the work?
I like talking about the work in isolation. In general, my practice is performative moving image practice. So the moving image is quite heavily edited, usually, with careful framing and kind of considered mise en scène. Content-wise, I'm trying to trace sensibility of something I call the pathetic. So in a way, being a sensibility, it's quite difficult to talk about in words, but it's something balanced between the failed, the abject, and the humorous. So yeah, it's kind of its own language, and in a way, I don't know, talking about it feels a bit heavy-handed or something, but yeah.
And I am going to force you to talk about this particular piece you have in New Contemporaries. So from what I know, it's 1 minute or so footage of you in HD with a kind of cloth over your head, wearing an old man's kind of pants and vests, and smoking a cigarette beneath the cloth, and looking quite like a tasty fighter. So can you tell us about those kind of elements, the kind of the aggression and the kind of sort of rather kind of pathetic get-up and the seclusion of the face, and the kind of painful aspect of the smoke, I imagine, getting in your eyes and up your nostrils and so on and so forth?
Well, the obscuring of the face is, I suppose that's kind of an easy one. Tend to obscure the face a lot in my work just because it's such a strong indicator or image. And again, going back to that idea of talking about the work in language feels a little bit heavy. There's certain things that just feel too strong, or too powerful, would overwhelm the other elements. So I was trying to create an ambiguous image or something that had a tension in it. So obviously I'm quite small and not a fighter, but I was having some good biceps at that particular time when I shot that kind of. So yeah, and the stance. Yeah, I was trying to create an ambiguous image, and I suppose that background of working in commercial film, I have a process that's quite a standard kind of filmic process, like of storyboarding and kind of assembling costumes and props and things like that. So I think that's really informed how I approach the setup of the work. So it's like these departments, you know, all managed by me, but how they come together. So yeah, this idea of character and costume and things is important as well. Yeah.
And was this made when you were studying or just after graduation?
That was made when I was studying, yeah. It was made with a body of about 5 films that worked together. So that came about, and I was again trying to tease out a bit more that language of working in a certain way and then seeing how that image worked in isolation and where that might take this language or sensibility that I'm trying to form, or see where its boundaries are. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks very much.